how do you justify the costs? And do you map those? Do you map those justifications to compliance level? Because one of the things I've always found it to be successful, it's not always recommended you take this route, but it seems to work for me sometimes. Is going back to compliance and saying, in order to be these compliant, we need to spend this kind of money to get these three systems to start communicating because they don't natively do so. And I've got to have my SSO, and I've got to have the same encryption levels and encryption, decryption applications. How have you gone back? And have you gone back and justified those? Such as like I said, I've used compliance as a justification and been somewhat successful. Not always, but been somewhat successful. Have you found any ways other than flying back at compliance and saying this is what we need to do, Jeff?
Actually, years ago, I'd used a compliance argument. But then I realized that, I was not the only one who cared about it, but it quickly seemed like everybody was putting a lot of business, other things in front of that compliance. And I quickly learned, I'm going to take all the security reasons why we need to do something, all the compliance reasons why we need to do something, put those aside. I'm going to look at the result. If we don't do compliance, what's going to happen? If we don't implement these technologies, what's going to happen? So I'd come to the table and say, look, folks, if we don't do these things, do you want your new platform to be launched in 6 months? Do you want to pay these additional fines as we do? So I was very much focused on the results if we did this and the results if we did not. Yeah. And that spoke to business terms right away, because that's what the business folks and CIOs would understand is, oh my gosh, wait a second. There's an IT cost. If we don't do this, and this is going to happen. There's a business cost. If we do this, this is going to happen. And it was really a way of turning the tables a little bit. The old traditional, we're going to talk, the CISO is going to talk business. Well, you got to talk in what's going to happen if you don't do this or if you do this. I found that being very effective throughout my career.